3.5 weeks out. 165.8. Still have a beautiful lower back hinge while doing RDLs that my coach loves and will be fixed hopefully in the near future. And we're feeling great. Calories were cut 150 to 200 this past week. Definitely feeling a bit de-energized, but overall, as long as I stack my meals in terms of like I have my salad and my pasta and my lovely peanut butter rice cakes that I throw parsley on, God, and mustard on my salads, that I know many people would be like, what are you doing? Are you putting like ketchup on your salad? And just like, that might be the equivalent. I'm feeling great. Like I the only temptation, like I said in the past video, is just to eat more food. That's really all I want to do. I just want to pig out. And of course, it's definitely going to get harder when we cut water. It's going to get more difficult as we cut the calories. But what I've been noticing is that I have been slowly falling into this kind of victim mindset. And I know that on the face of that sounds more crazy than it actually is. But while I'm working out, since I'm a bit more de-energized, I'm not eating like I'm pretty much in a 1,000 calorie deficit right now, 800 calories to 1,000 calories, and that obviously has an effect on your total energy. But I've noticed when I'm in those kind of states in the gym, when I believe I'm working out really hard, or I'm at work, I'm more busy, it's easy for me to start to make excuses and not push as hard as I can. And to be like, oh man, I'm just de-energized. Let me go light on this set. Let me just take it easy. And I'm just going to be honest, a lot of times I'm like really demotivated to do a lot of the workouts, and it's nothing crazy, but it's just I'd rather just be passive and lazy and to not put in that effort. But this has been at least the big message that I've been feeling this past week, and it's closing that gap from me actually being de-energized and pushing as hard as I actually can. And of course, there's going to be things that in your life that you're not aware of that you could be doing. Say, for instance, a particular form, or how you start to do partial reps after you do all your full range of motion reps. Those are something that I've learned over time, and as well as you doing an additional task that you may not be aware of to further your business, right? Like you name it, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you're not aware of. But what I am aware of and what I know I can be doing is what is kind of lacking within me right now. I know I could be doing more, but I'm not doing more. And now, does this have a weigh on my conscience? Of course. But I feel as though at this point I have put in the work. I am extremely happy with the physique that I have right now. Is it Olympia ready? Of course. No doubt about it. C-Bum better watch out. But overall, I've never, in my 7 to 8 years of working out, I've never looked this good. I don't say that to flex. I just say that because it's the truth. And on my continuum of working out, I've done 2 powerlifting comps. I've bodybuilded for about 5 years, and along that period, minus I guess you could say my past 2 powerlifting comps, like I've really never been this big, this lean, while also feeling this good at the same time too. And so I believe I said it earlier, but I currently weigh 165.8 pounds. I woke up 166 today. And my coach said he wanted me to be at 165 pounds come show day, April 7th. And the fact that we're 3.5 weeks out right now, we haven't cut water, we haven't cut additional calories and the like, in my mind, I'm going to most likely probably be able to go in low 160s or possibly even below 160. If I went in below 160, I would be literally like a skeleton and be skin and bones. We'll see how I feel if that's the case, if needed. But once again, I'm just in the mindset of doing as good as I can. And I heard this Alex Hormozi quote yesterday that said he loves the Kobe interview, where Kobe essentially explains how a lot of players feel terrible when they lose, right? And they feel great when they win. But at the end of the day, what mattered most to Kobe is if he's doing everything he can, regardless of the outcome. And it's crazy because I remember at the beginning of this prep, I was so worried about my competitors, so worried about if I was going to be able to win. Like, honestly, I don't care if I win. Would it be nice? Of course. And is there part of me that cares about winning? For sure. But for the most part, I simply, and I say this in the most genuine aspect, care about doing as good as I can, putting in as much effort as I can, staying dialed in, meeting the standards on a daily basis, putting myself through this process, because I know when I look back on this prep, the day after, the days following, when I'm used to eating, when I get back to my normal life, I'm going to be looking at moments like this, and I'm going to be missed. I'm gonna be missed. No, I'm gonna miss being dialed in. I'm gonna miss being on such a strict protocol. Why? Because it gives me so much purpose. I remember when I looked back on my powerlifting meet. I remember it was like the second powerlifting meet, and it was like last week. Obviously, took a little deload going up to the prep, and the powerlifting meet went okay. And I remember I went into the gym the following week, and I felt so lost. I was like, what do I do now? Because I had no guidance. I had no path to follow. And I was like, oh my gosh, like going to the gym, I feel confused. I feel like I don't have direction. I don't have purpose. And so I know indirectly in this moment in time, and that's why it's just so important for me to realize this, is that I have so much purpose right now, and I know where I'm going. And this is giving me so much meaning in my life, but I just don't even realize it. And it's ultimately, at the end of the day, what pushes me forward. Because if you don't have meaning, you're going to feel this hopeless boredom pit of, like me after the week after that powerlifting meet, of just confusion, of just a lack of guidance. And so I love Viktor Frankl's. He was a man who went through the Holocaust, suffered through terrible conditions, and ultimately at the end of the day was just treated like a slave because he was Jewish, and the Nazis utilized him to help build infrastructure and the like. I don't know too much about what the specifics of that are, but long story short, what he did was, during those terrible times when he was barely eating food, was essentially butt-ass naked out there in horrible cold conditions, sleeping on top of other people in their own urine and feces, he said to himself, and he didn't even know, that he was going to get back to his family. And that, in his mind, was a future goal, and that's what gave him meaning in that instance, and that's what allowed him to carry on throughout terrible, terrible conditions. He set the goal, he set the purpose, and he made it fucking happen. And what do you know? A couple years go by, he went back to his family, and he was able to push through such tough times. And so I am by no means comparing what I'm going through, an intentional body prep, to the Holocaust, but right now, for me, my goal is to get to April 7th. My goal is to push as hard as I possibly can. And as you can see in these clips, man, like, I'm by no means the biggest guy, but holy shit, like, I'm scared of this motherfucker on screen. Like, I was looking back at this clip, I was like, what the fuck? Like, and this is by no means perfect, but if you would have asked me 3 to 5 years ago if I would have been able to do this, hell no. No way. And it's just amazing because if you put in the continual work, if you do the regular steps on a regular basis, it's amazing because someone will look at the package that I have here and they'll say I got this overnight, when they won't see the thousands of reps that I've put in, that countless hours of building this physique. Once again, it's not perfect, but it's something that I'm extremely proud of, and I know only 1% of men are able to achieve in their life. And for me to say that is kind of amazing. And I don't say that to flex. I say that because I with the most purest intention to say, if you put your mind to something, if you actually really want something, and you put in the continual baby step efforts by setting a future goal, having that meaning, you can develop whatever area you're in, a top 1% work ethic or result that 99% of people can't do. And so, as you can see in this prep, I'm looking super, super lean. Really, the obliques are coming in. The side chest is feeling great. And I got to work on a few more areas, but overall, feeling good, man. So, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.